It's your boy, it's Kia. It's just like real music. Take a walk in the hood and show you how the curses all over my people, man. Come on home with me, where the blocks are messed up. Crack streets, cops are messed up. Crack fiends, cops arrest us. No probable cause, man, they like to test us. Come home with me, where people look like each other. They don't care, man, they fight each other. Over bright G colors, Crips and Bloods, yo, they smite each other. Over flags, they don't like each other. Come on home with me, where people get shot every day. Blood spill on the block where they stay, on the block where they play. Double Dutch and hopscotch down the way. Hebrews, you make it hot every day. Come on home with me. On every block there's a church. People search for the truth and it hurts. The same day they go to the liquor store, get drunk and it's worse. They slump, no idea that we curse. Come on home with me, where we can get garbage for cheap. We don't care cause that's all we eat. Chinese food everywhere as far as the eyes can see. Chinese, it's all about greed. Come on home with me, to where the doors hang off the hinges. Drunk parents, man, they hang off of benches. Kids scattered around, look at you like this ain't your business. No wonder why I hang on my fridges. Come on home with me, where Sean Bell got killed like an animal. 50 shots so quickly dismantle you. That's how they handle you. They let you bleed, they won't even bandage you. Stallone style, quick to just ramble you. Come on home with me, Israel, sing along with me. Praise Yah, walk along with me. The one that's gonna bring us home from our captivity. He is saying, just come home with me. So come home with me.
Scattered to four corners, shadowed by slave owners, handled like savage monsters, the broken promise hunters. Hated on with prominence in this mental piranha pit. Analyze and ponder this and see how thick the drama is. In the realm where they breed replicants like Blade Runner. Overwhelmed, spiteful rulers, pursuers like game hunters. Move maneuvers like Agava. Prey moves remain under the radar of the beast who tames and slays number. But people lost and hidden, too in love with the forbidden. Before our enemies be smitten, from cops to past lynchings. 80% of prisons known for much dissension. Minds held in suspension by delusions of the system. Crack sales to chrome in disorderly homes. See the sickest skills honed in these criminal zones. The blessings and the curses of the Israelite nation, and the latter's what we face in daily hood situations.
Look what they gave us, how they made us, how they played us. We under curses, can't no man or woman save us. Look how they slaved us, shackled and chained and hanged and maimed us. But if we lay the blame, we gotta blame us. We leading sickle cell and STDs, diabetes and new cases of HIV. What's even worse, we even kill each other. We kill our own brother. Don't own a block, we kill a brother for the wrong color. The forsaken, the hidden nation, got captured up and taken by these savages and pagans. Cause what about Oscar Grant, and what about G. Will, and what about Sean Bell, and what about Emmett Till? This is Israel, that means this is real. Too much going on up in this world to keep your lips sealed. I let the clip spill. If it's Yah's will to put me on the battlefield and kill, then it was Yah's will. And I take orders like a good soldier. The overseers that oppose us will get smoked just like some good doja. It's me against the world like Pac said, until Yah pick us up and take us home just like the ox said.
Mixing is forbidden, because the people are holy, and the sons of Aaron are the holy of holies. Nevertheless, as you know, some of the priests and the people are mixing. They are intermarrying, and thereby polluting the holy seed. 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 Dead Sea Scroll, number 4Q398.
It's God's law. He made sparrow, sparrow, and the robin, and robin. They're different for a reason.
country the Hebrew.
Praise the Most
We Negroes only, the blood is shed. Cause you and I, and we in him. He's the root of the tree, I'm just a limb. We some hardcore spiritual, bringing that holy scripture to him. We Negroes only, the blood is shed. Cause you and I, and we in him. He's the root of the tree, I'm just a limb. We some hardcore spiritual, bring that holy scripture to him.
If you're a Negro, that means that you're a Hebrew. The chosen seed of Israel, that means no equal to you. But if you're a Hamite, peekaboo, we see you. You sold us to our oppressors on a one-way ticket to Egypt. Them heathens shipped my people away on government-funded slave ships. The evil that we had to endure. Talk back to massa, you get with. You fed our children to alligators.
Motherfuckers are African American.
We have to live out our curses that our stubborn ancestors gave us. Hamashiach, come save us. We trying to be on our best behavior. We the true people of the book because in your image you made us.
We Negroes only, the blood is shed. Cause you and I, and we in him. He's the root of the tree, I'm just a limb. We some hardcore spiritual, bringing that holy scripture to him. We Negroes only, the blood is shed. Cause you and I, and we in him. He's the root of the tree, I'm just a limb. We some hardcore spiritual, bring that holy scripture to him.
Are you willing to give up your life like Christ versus the Philistine? Would you take the mark of the beast or place your head in the guillotine? Would you face the east every day and pray even for your enemies? Would you say amazing grace before you eat what's on your plate unto our Elohim? The meek shall inherit the earth. Those are her last, I wanna be first. I'm speaking my blessings into existence, so if it's you hate me, it's gonna get worse. You and your family are gonna be cursed for plotting my downfall since my rebirth. So what it is worth, the truth really hurts. For my kingdom work, I will be in birth. 144 singing war chants. You try to avoid the noise, but you can't.
We Negroes only, the blood is shed. Cause you and I, and we in him. He's the root of the tree, I'm just a limb. We some hardcore spiritual, bringing that holy scripture to him. We Negroes only, the blood is shed. Cause you and I, and we in him. He's the root of the tree, I'm just a limb. We some hardcore spiritual, bring that holy scripture to him.
I live in Shalom, but don't come to my home with wicked intentions. Because I don't be on none of that bullshit. You get many metal fragments thrown into your backbones. We Negro onlys, we Negro onlys. True bloodline of Shem, that there mean we can't be phonies. Skin like burnt grass, hair just like wool. We slaying each and every one of our opponents. Evil spirits must flee because y'all really don't want it. These are the last days, recompense is coming. We Negro onlys, we Negro onlys.
We Negroes only, the blood is shed. Cause you and I, and we in him. He's the root of the tree, I'm just a limb. We some hardcore spiritual, bringing that holy scripture to him. We Negroes only, the blood is shed. Cause you and I, and we in him. He's the root of the tree, I'm just a limb.
Big country the Hebrew.
All right, Shalom, Zion. First and foremost, I want to apologize to the rest of the Negro onlys for not being around for yesterday's open mic Shabbat. I had stayed up all night the previous night before and didn't actually go to sleep until around 7 o'clock yesterday morning. So I was knocked out. So my bad. This morning, I'm going to give y'all some ammo for when these One West raccoon camps, particularly Sick Are We, when they say that the northern and southern kingdoms will come out of the land of the north together. And they try to correlate this to the Mexicans, Hispanics, Native Americans, and the Negroes coming out of the Americas together. They'd be like, well, where else is a southern kingdom and the northern kingdom going to come out of the land together if it's not talking about America, the land of the north? And these are two scriptures that they use to try and validate their doctrine in that wicked ass 12 trifling chart. So Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 18 says, in those days the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel, and they shall come together out of the land of the north to the land that I have given for an inheritance unto your fathers. In Zechariah chapter 2, verse 6 and 7. Ho, ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north, saith Yahuwah. For I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heaven, saith Yahuwah. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter of Babylon. So according to the coon camps, both Judah and Israel will be in bondage and will come out together. They say that this is referring to the Americas. Well, I'm here to tell you that it's not referring to the Americas. First of all the conquering invaders at that time attacked from the north. First, the Assyrian Empire that took the 10 northern tribes, and then the Babylonian Empire who took the southern kingdom of Judah. Second Esdras, chapter 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoner out of their own land in the time of Osea the king, whom Salmanassar the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters. And so came they into another land. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 22. Behold, the noise of the brute is come, and a great commotion out of the north country, to make the cities of Judah desolate, and a den of dragons. These next two scriptures proves how Judah and Israel both were in ancient Babylon together. And who returned back from the Babylonian captivity. You're going to find out that Judah and Israel were both in Babylon, aka the land of the north, together. Jeremiah chapter 50, verses 70 through 20. Israel is a scattered sheep. The lions have driven him away. First, the king of Assyria hath devoured him, and last, this Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, hath broken his bones. Therefore, thus saith Yahuwah of hosts, the Elohim of Israel, behold, I will punish the king of Babylon and his land, as I have punished the king of Assyria, and I will bring Israel again to his habitation, and he shall feed on Carmel and Bashan, and his soul shall be satisfied upon Mount Ephraim and Gilead. In those days and in that time, saith Yahuwah, the iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, and there shall be none, and the sins of Judah, and they shall not be found, for I will pardon them whom I reserve. In those days and in that time, both Judah and Israel were in the land of Babylon and Assyria, as the scripture reads. First Chronicles chapter 9, verse 1 through 3. So all Israel were reckoned by genealogies, and behold, they were written in the book of the kings of Israel and Judah, who were carried away to Babylon for their transgression. Now the first inhabitants that dwelt in their possessions in their cities were the Israelites, the priests, Levites, and the Nethinims. And in Jerusalem dwelt of the children of Judah, and the children of Benjamin, and of the children of Ephraim and Manasseh. So as you can see, Judah and Israel returned to Jerusalem together from Babylon. So now I'm going to show y'all how both Judah and Israel were in the land of Assyria together. The Assyrian king Sennacherib conquered Lachish, which was in circa 701 BCE. Lachish was a province in the southern kingdom of Judah, where King Sennacherib took thousands of Judites captive to Assyria. And this is approximately 21 years after King Salmanassar took the northern kingdom in circa 722 BCE. So if King Salmanassar took the northern kingdom in circa 722 BCE, and King Sennacherib took Judites from Lachish in circa 701 BCE, that means the northern kingdom and some of the southern kingdom were in Assyria at the same damn time. Now listen how 2 Kings describes how the king of Assyria took both Israel and Judah. 2 Kings chapter 18, verses 11 through 14. And the king of Assyria did carry away Israel unto Assyria, and put them in Halah, and in Habar, by the river of Gozan, and in the cities of the Medes, because they obeyed not the voice of Yahuwah their Elohim, but transgressed his covenant, and all that Moses the servant of Yahuwah commanded, and would not hear them nor do them. Now in the 14th year of King Hezekiah did Sennacherib king of Assyria come up against all the fenced cities of Judah, and took them. And Hezekiah king of Judah sent to the king of Assyria to Lachish, saying, I have offended, return from me, that which thou puttest on me will I bear. And the king of Assyria appointed unto Hezekiah king of Judah 300 talents of silver and 30 talents of gold. As y'all can see, they were both in the land of the north together. And here's some more evidence that the king of Assyria, Sennacherib, sacked the Judean city called Lachish. 2 Chronicles chapter 32, verses 1 through 21. After these things, in the establishment thereof, Sennacherib, king of Assyria, came and entered into Judah, and encamped against the fenced cities, and thought to win them for himself. And when Hezekiah saw that Sennacherib was come, and that he was proposed to fight against Jerusalem, he took counsel with his princes and his mighty men to stop the waters of the fountains which were without the city, and they did help him. So there was gathered much people together, who stopped all the fountains and the brook that ran through the midst of the land, saying, Why should the kings of Assyria come and find much water? Also he strengthened himself and built up all the wall that was broken, and raised it up to the towers. And another was without, and repaired Millo in the city of David, and made darts and shields in abundance. And he set captains of war over the people, and gathered them together to him in the street of the gate of the city, and spake comfortably to them, saying, Be strong and courageous, be not afraid nor dismayed for the king of Assyria, nor for the multitude that is with him, for there be more with us than with him. With him is an arm of flesh, but with us is Yahuwah our Elohim to help us, and to fight our battles. And the people rested themselves upon the words of Hezekiah the king of Judah. After this did Sennacherib king of Assyria send his servants to Jerusalem, but he himself laid siege against Lachish, and all his power with him, unto Hezekiah king of Judah, and unto all Judah that were at Jerusalem, saying, Thus saith Sennacherib king of Assyria, Whereon do ye trust that ye abide in the siege in Jerusalem? Doth not Hezekiah persuade you to give over yourselves to die by famine and by thirst, saying, Yahuwah our Elohim shall deliver us out of the hand of the king of Assyria? Hath not the same Hezekiah taken away his high palace, his high places, and his altars, and commanded Judah and Jerusalem, saying, Ye shall worship before one altar and burn incense upon it? Know ye not what I and my fathers have done unto all the people of other lands? Were the gods of the nations of those lands any ways able to deliver their lands out of mine hand? Who was there among all the gods of those nations that my fathers utterly destroyed, that could deliver his people out of my hand, that your Elohim should be able to deliver you out of my hand? Now therefore, let not Hezekiah deceive you, nor persuade you on this manner, neither yet believe him. For no God of any nation or kingdom was able to deliver his people out of mine hand, and out of my fathers. How much less shall your Elohim deliver you out of my hand? And his servant spake yet more against Yahuwah Elohim, and against his servant Hezekiah. He wrote also letters to rail on Yahuwah Elohim of Israel, and to speak against him, saying, As the gods of the nations of other lands have not delivered their people out of my hand, so shall not the Elohim of Hezekiah deliver his people out of my hand. Then they cried with a loud voice in the Jews' speech unto the people of Jerusalem that were on the wall, to affright them and to trouble them, that they might take the city. And they spake against the Elohim of Jerusalem, and against the gods of the people of the earth, which were the work of the hands of man. And for this cause Hezekiah the king and the prophet Isaiah the son of Amoz prayed and cried to heaven. And Yahuwah sent an angel, which cut off all the mighty men of valor, and the leaders and captains in the camp of the king of Assyria. So he returned with the shame of face to his own land. And when he was come into the house of his God, they that came forth of his own bowels slew him therewith the sword. So y'all can research the siege of Lachish, or the Lachish reliefs located in the British Museum in London. Now I'm going to point out where the land of the north is, and Judah and Israel coming out of that land together. So, where is the land of the north? Jeremiah chapter 50, verses 1, and then verses 8 through 10. The word that Yahuwah spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. Remove out of the midst of Babylon, and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans, and be as the he-goats before the flocks. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. And Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith Yahuwah. Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 13. And he will stretch out his hand against the north and destroy Assyria, and will make Nineveh a desolation and dry like a wilderness. Jeremiah chapter 40, verse 10. For this is the day of the Lord Yahuwah of hosts, a day of vengeance, that he may avenge him of his adversaries. And the sword shall devour, and it shall be satiated and made drunk with their blood. For the Lord Yahuwah of hosts hath a sacrifice in the north country by the river Euphrates. So the land of the north is by the river Euphrates. Who would have thought? Now let's find out who the daughter of Babylon is. Isaiah chapter 47, verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Isaiah chapter 47, verse 1 tells exactly who the daughter of Babylon is, and that's the Chaldeans, or the Babylonian Empire. So why is Isaiah calling the daughter of Babylon or the daughter of the Chaldeans? Genesis chapter 10, verses 8 through 12. And Cush begat Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth. He was a mighty hunter before Yahuwah. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before Yahuwah. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, which is short for Babylon, and Erech, and Akkad, and Calneh, in the land of Shinar. Out of that land went forth Ashur, and builded Nineveh, and the city Rehoboth, and Calah, and Rezin between Nineveh and Calah. The same is a great city. And all these are in the land of Babylon. So Nimrod was the king of the original Babylon, which is safe to say was the parent kingdom of the daughter of Babylon, or the daughter of the Chaldeans. Micah chapter 5, verse 6. And they shall waste the land of Assyria with the sword, and the land of Nimrod in the entrances thereof. So as you can see here, Babylon is called the land of Nimrod. Not all, but a large percent of the 10 northern tribes traveled by foot to Arsareth, and that would have been toward northwest Africa. And a very small portion of the northern kingdom returned back to the Holy Land and joined with the southern kingdom of Judah after the Babylonian captivity. Ezra chapter 6, verse 14 through 17. And the elders of the Jews builded, and they prospered through the prophesying of Haggai, the prophet, and Zechariah, the son of Edo. And they builded and finished it according to the commandment of the Elohim of Israel, and according to the commandment of Cyrus and Darius and Artaxerxes, king of Persia. And this house was finished on the 3rd day of the month of Adar, which was in the 6th year of the reign of Darius the king. And the children of Israel, the priests and the Levites, and the rest of the children of the captivity, kept the dedication of this house of Elohim with joy, and offered at the dedication of this house of Yahuwah 100 bullocks, 200 rams, 400 lambs, and for a sin offering for all Israel, 12 he-goats, according to the number of the tribes of Israel. So the book of Ezra is about the returning of the children of Israel and the rebuilding of the second temple. And here we see Jews, meaning Judah and Israel, the rest of the 10 tribes, both of them together, offering 12 he-goats, according to the number of the tribes of Israel. Now, please don't get it twisted and think that I'm trying to disprove Revelation chapter 18, verses 2 through 4, and verses 7 through 11, and verses 15 through 18, because I'm not. Revelation chapter 18 is referring to spiritual Babylon, which I personally believe to be America in this Babylonian system. So don't let these raccoon camps trick you into thinking that the land of the north is referring to the Americas in that wicked ass man-made non-scriptural 12 trifling chart. Remain kingdom driven and narrow road living. Shalom.
Big country the Hebrew.
Praise the Most High.
We Negroes only, the blood is shed. Cause you and I, and we in him. He's the root of the tree, I'm just a limb. We some hardcore spiritual, bringing that holy scripture to him. We Negroes only, the blood is shed. Cause you and I, and we in him. He's the root of the tree, I'm just a limb. We some hardcore spiritual, bringing that holy scripture to him.
If you're a Negro, that means that you're a Hebrew. The chosen seed of Israel, that means no equal to you. But if you're a Hamite, peekaboo, we see you. You sold us to our oppressors on a one-way ticket to Egypt. Them heathens shipped my people away on government-funded slave ships. The evil that we had to endure. Talk back to massa, you get whipped. You fed our children to alligators.
Motherfuckers are African American.
We have to live out our curses that our stubborn ancestors gave us. Hamashiach, come save us. We trying to be on our best behavior. We the true people of the book because in your image you made us.
We Negroes only, the blood is shed. Cause you and I, and we in him. He's the root of the tree, I'm just a limb. We some hardcore spiritual, bringing that holy scripture to him. We Negroes only, the blood is shed. Cause you and I, and we in him. He's the root of the tree, I'm just a limb. We some hardcore spiritual, bring that holy scripture to him.
Are you willing to give up your life like Christ versus the Philistines? Would you take the mark of the beast or place your head in the guillotine? Would you face the east every day and pray even for your enemies? Would you say amazing grace before you eat what's on your plate unto our Elohim? The meek shall inherit the earth. Those of her last are gonna be first. I'm speaking my blessings into existence, so if you hate me, it's gonna get worse. You and your family are gonna be cursed. For plotting my downfall, since my rebirth. So what is worth? The truth really hurts. For my kingdom work, I will be in birth. 144 singing war chants. You try to avoid the noise, but you can't.
We Negroes only, the blood is shed. Cause you and I, and we in him. He's the root of the tree, I'm just a limb. We some hardcore spiritual, bringing that holy scripture to him. We Negroes only, the blood is shed. Cause you and I, and we in him. He's the root of the tree, I'm just a limb. We some hardcore spiritual, bring that holy scripture to him.
I live in Shalom, but don't come to my home with wicked intentions. Because I don't be on none of that bullshit. You get many metal fragments thrown into your backbones. We Negro onlys, we Negro onlys. True bloodline of Shem, that there mean we can't be phonies. Skin like burnt grass, hair just like wool. We slaying each and every one of our opponents. Evil spirits must flee because y'all really don't want it. These are the last days, recompense is coming. We Negro onlys, we Negro onlys.
We Negroes only, the blood is shed. Cause you and I, and we in him. He's the root of the tree, I'm just a limb. We some hardcore spiritual, bringing that holy scripture to him. We Negroes only, the blood is shed. Cause you and I, and we in him. He's the root of the tree, I'm just a limb.
Big country the Hebrew.